Hi, I'm Chris Walker. I am the State Director for the Convention of States Action here in Virginia, and I just wanted to talk to you for a few moments this morning on our State Director's Corner, um, talking about the goal of building the most effective grassroots organization in the Commonwealth of Virginia. And that goal is to educate and influence our state legislators to rein in the federal government. So a little bit of insights as to how to make that work. But first, I just want to remind you of our goal, of our vision. Of course, the vision is to build the most effective grassroots organization in the Commonwealth of Virginia that will join with other states to restore the sovereignty of the people. Our mission is to educate and influence the General Assembly of Virginia to invoke Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution. And then our goals are to pass the COS resolution in 2018 and to influence our legislators to select delegates to the convention and to ratify the amendments that come out of the Convention of States. So we're working on building our grassroots army right now, and we are recruiting district captains to take over and be those executives of each of the House districts in Virginia. So talking about our state legislators, first off, what is it that our state legislators do? Well, first off, most of our state legislators are small business owners. They might be lawyers and law firms, or they may run their own construction company or whatnot. So they don't really have a staff per se in the off periods. When they're in session, they're going to have a staff in Richmond. But when they're at their district offices, more often than not, that's going to be their place of business. So they're going to have typically a very small staff, maybe a secretary or somebody to answer the phone. So throughout the year, they're mostly working, which is what we want our legislators to be doing. Then they will take time to meet with their constituents, and they'll provide services at times for their constituents. If you've got an issue with the state government, having your delegate or senator to speak to them on your behalf may be helpful, and they do that at times. Also, they are hosting events and attending events, and a lot of the times the state legislators will, whichever political party that they are affiliated with, they have local committees. Every county, every city has a committee, and as far as I'm aware, and they'll hold meetings typically every month. Maybe every couple of months, but they'll hold meetings, and a lot of times those state legislators will show up to those committee meetings for whatever political party that they belong to. A lot of times they will host fundraisers and events like that as well during their off season to raise money for their reelection, or maybe to help other candidates that are seeking reelection or seeking election. And then, of course, they legislate. They draft legislation. They work with other legislators to promote their pet projects. So your state legislator, of course, a whole lot of what they think about is reelection. So they're wanting to think whenever they vote on something, they're going to oftentimes vote their conscience, which is what we want. but they also are considering what impact that their vote will have on their reelection chances. We want to find out if your state legislator is pro Convention of States or anti Convention of States. You can do research to find out what's going on with them, and then you can find out what kind of actions that you can take to help to influence them. Because oftentimes the reason that somebody is anti-Convention of States is that they just don't understand the issues surrounding it. They've been fed misinformation and myths, and so they reject the idea because they have to take the time to study for themselves. And so that's our duty is to educate and influence those state legislators. So you may find that your legislator is already positive towards Convention of States, and they are in a safe district. Their reelection chances are very, very good. Even so, we're still going to want to reach out and make sure we're having communication and contact with those legislators, and let them know that we are very, very thankful for their position in regards to Convention of States. Let them know that we are very pleased with that position. If they are anti-Convention of States, then we've got a lot more work to do. We've got to meet with them often. And one of the things we want to talk about today is office visits, and how that can help to sway your legislator. First off, you're going to want to find out where their offices are. You can go to Who's My Legislator .gov, I think it is. I'm going to have a link on this web page to where you can go right to it and see who your legislator is and where they're located. So it'll give you their district office and their phone number there, and then it'll also give you their capital office, which they won't be there until January of 2018. Except for they'll be having a few office visits there in November, but it will be really open to you. Come January is when you can start showing up and meeting them there. So your focus needs to be at the district level. So you want to research your legislator, find out if your delegate and your senator, see if they are pro or anti-COS, so that you'll know kind of what you're walking into, and then make sure that you have got yourself prepared. You want to make sure that you have read over the Article 5 documentation. You want to have a copy of the Article 5 handbook, and handouts are great. You want to coordinate your efforts with local district captains or the regional captains if you don't have a district captain, so that you got all the handouts and information that you need when you show up. We can get you a copy of all the petition signers in that legislator's district, so that you can bring that with you and let them know, show them the hundreds of names of people that are in their district that are supporting this. First, the best way to do your office visit is to call them at the office and schedule a meeting. That's the best way. But if you're not successful, if they simply will not return your phone calls, or they just refuse to hold a meeting with you, then it might be a good idea to get a few of your fellow volunteers together and try a pop-in. I just want to make a reminder to everybody, this should not need to be said, but I want to say it anyway. We're the good guys here. We are polite. We are cordial. We're not belligerent, but we are firm and we are resolute. And we expect that our state legislators, once they are informed of their duty to call for a convention of states under Article 5 of the U.S. Constitution, and they understand that they because they have that power to fix the federal government, then they must use it. And we are going to resolutely stand with the founding fathers and have them to help us to restore the Constitution. We're not going to back down from that. We're not going to take no for an answer. But on the other hand, we're not going to be belligerent to them either. We're the good guys here. We're the thoughtful ones. So that being said, trying to pop in would be an okay way of meeting with your legislator. They might not be there when you pop in, and so you want to have materials handy to drop off. Make sure that everybody that shows up signs in that they were there. Maybe having a letter from each person, a handwritten letter to prepared in advance would be a good idea as well. And having something positive to leave as well with the staff. Maybe a plate of cookies or some other baked good that you'd like to bring in would open those doors of communication. Let them know that we're not we don't mean them ill, that we want the best for them, and but that we do want to sit down and have a conversation. It might open the door for future meetings. Like I say, make sure that you are prepared, that you have your list of talking points. There's going to be objections by some, especially if you know that they're already anti-convention of states. Know those objections. We've already there's standard objections that we run into all the time, and we've got the answers to all those objections. Make sure that you are prepared with those answers. All that information is easy to find on cosaction.com. So make sure that you have your materials available, and if you'll get in contact with your local district captain or regional captain, we can get you copies. Other stuff you can just print right off of the website. If the legislator's not there, make sure that you talk to the staff and that you're friendly and start a relationship with them as well. And then let us know about your actions. Take pictures when you're there, record video if you can, and send us an email. You can or contact your local district captain or regional captain. We've got a link on this web page that will take you to the Get Local page, which is how you get involved in your local groups, and that's a great way to send an email and let us know how your meeting went, and we can have more information and help to coordinate future meetings. We need to make sure that we are continuously talking with our legislators and being there where they're going to be. So showing up to political events that they might be showing up to, or they may be having ribbon cutting ceremonies, that kind of stuff. Be there and speak to them. We can get you buttons to wear. They look really nice. We can get you buttons or stickers for your group, and So whenever you're showing up at a public event, you can have those and be displaying that you're a COS supporter. The more that are in the crowd, the legislators will take notice of that. You can take petitions and handouts with you when you go to those public events, and you may be looking for an opportunity to talk to that legislator, but they've usually got a line of people waiting to talk to them, and you can mingle and talk to the crowd and let other folks there know about our Convention of States organization and our cause as well. So there's lots and lots to be done. Please take the opportunity to make these efforts and these first steps. Get in contact with your district captain and your regional captain, and get involved in the group. So thanks very much, and I hope you have a great day.